Hello, dear brothers and sisters in the world. Here is Mono from the Netherlands again. And today I have a special guest, and that is Brian from the UK. And also Sam again from Australia. Sam, come in. And Brian, after that, come in too and tell a little about yourself, maybe if you want to, or what you want to tell. So, come in.
All right. Well, g'day, Mono. G'day, Brian. Thank you for showing up, Brian. Welcome to everybody from what I like to say is down under. We're not down under. It's flat, it's square, and we're all equal. And yeah, thank you, Mono. And it's great to be back here. I hope that we can do some explaining of what I think are unsaid truths that the AE model and many controlled, and you've got to say it, controlled agents, because it's agencies, are deluding people and keeping them away from what is staring at them in the face. So thank you, Mono.
Okay,
go for
welcome.
it, Brian.
Hi, yeah, I'm Brian from England. On this wonderful truth journey, started a long time for me. The trauma, because obviously you awaken through trauma, I believe, physically or mentally. So it started a long time ago for me when my son was born and he was disabled, and I had to do a lot of research to find out why and what happened. And yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and I've ended up here and doing the Book of Enoch with some wonderful people. I've met some wonderful people on this journey, all over the flat Earth. I nearly said globe then. But yeah, that's mainly. And now we're here talking about this. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, thank you both for coming in. We go to the first picture. Why the Book of Enoch? Why was the Book of Enoch removed from the Bible? You want me to read it? I think
so.
Okay.
It's good practice for you, mate.
Yeah,
just
I know.
read it.
Thank
just
you.
read it slow.
Read
it slow.
The Book of Enoch is not included in the Bible because it is considered an apocrypha, ancient writings that are not accepted as part of the Bible canon. These books have some good historical value, but something in them causes doubt as they are being validated as inspired by God. This is complete bullshit. The truth is, the Book of Enoch provides the true cosmology of the flat square earth and proves the existence of God creator while confirming the oldest living Bible. Enoch explains how square the earth through the path of the suns, moons, stars and wonders. The true size and distance of all land and water is exposed through Enoch. The Book of Enoch is supported by every single observable measurement of the sun and moon today, and they do not lie. Removing the pages of Enoch from the Bible was intentional, to hide, lie and deceive humanity, creating a false hope and faith-driven religion, where the Book of Enoch provides a true fact-driven reality of the Creator, which in turn provides a true human existence of pure love while in the physical form on earth. The flat earth is the most important truth today simply because it proves our creation, and the fact alone will be free humanity into reality. The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible on earth, written in Ge'ez, an ancient dead language of Ethiopia. It's 800 years older than the King James Version and contains 81 to 88 books compared to 66, so to say. So that was the picture, and maybe you want to talk about it a little?
Well, no, I think what we should do there most of all is give credit where credit's due, and David Moran, he put that together, and that is a bloody beautiful meme. Yeah. The people in the group have liked it extremely well, and it's got a very good response. That's why I wanted to include it, because it's the truth. And the only other thing I would add is that Enoch is, at best, using the genealogy that they supply us with in the beginning of the Bible, is about 6,000 years old. But he is correct. about the Ethiopian Bible, 800 years older than the KJV, and it's got, like, instead of 66 books, I think it's 89 books. And yeah, the richest books of all we're taking out of the Ethiopian, out of the collection to give us the KJV, and I think they took out more and added fake books like Revelations, as people will see later in a diagram of 1 Enoch that we'll show later. So I just add that Enoch is an older book. It's the oldest book that we've got our hands, or free man can put their hands on.
Yeah, and that they call it the King James. It is the king of pop, the king of rock. It's 66, and the king have also something to do with there is no king for
exactly.
real, so to say. Yeah, Brian, you want to say something about it maybe?
The thing with the Enoch is that when I was when I first come across flat Earth, and it was all obviously the pizza AE map. A lot of the videos I watched, every single one of them, this tiny little snippet of Enoch. It was so small, and they never went any further. No one ever went any further. And I was always sitting there thinking to myself, who's Enoch? Who is this guy? Why do they keep mentioning him but go no further? So me personally, if I want truth, you start from the beginning. You have to go to the beginning. And yeah, if people are hearing Enoch's name and they're wondering why and who he is, they need to go and look. They need to just look. Yeah. Just find it. Find our group on Facebook. Find Sam's YouTube page. It's just find it.
Yeah, go as back, go as far as back as possible, so to say.
Possible.
Yeah.
Okay,
I will go to the next one. This is the sun, and with an airplane, just to show the people that the light is a source light and not a real physical sun, so to say. I think, Sam.
Well, it's a powerful picture, and it goes with I can't think of his name, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time. The guy out of India or Pakistan, where he had his camera going and his P900, and he actually caught a plane coming in the back of the sun and popping out the front of the sun. And then there's this one. Can either of you guys remember his name?
I don't know. No.
Is it Ali?
Who? Say it again, please, Brian.
Ali?
No.
No.
Oh God!
I will.
He's one of those.
I will write it down in the video. Yeah, that's the best thing. I will write his name down.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely. The moment I seen it, it just sat me on my ass, because it shows you now. These people on the plane, did they know they were flying through the sun? No, of course they didn't. They would have looked at the sun, and it was probably over the top of the person with the camera. And this is the whole point, that then you look at that particular photograph and it's like brushing your hand through water. Say you were looking at a sunset or a sunrise and brush your hand through some calm water, then that light that's coming to you will follow the curve of the water as your hand moves through the current. Well, it's the same here. That plane has created a movement in the current of the air.
Yeah.
And it's showing you that it's holographic is a word that they're loving at the moment to throw around with everyone. I don't know another word that describes it correctly, but it shows that it's holographic, that it can be there where the cameraman is seeing it and that plane's towing that energy behind it, that Merkaba, but in actual fact, the people on the plane will see that sun in a completely different position. And, for that reason, it's a very, very, very powerful picture. It really is. And again, I try and stress to people that when you walk outside, whether it be morning or afternoon, please look. The sun and the luminaries are bigger at the horizon for the first 15 degrees. They're huge. And then they decrease as they go up and over your head. And then as they go down, again, from about that 15 degrees above the horizon, they enlarge as their energy level is less and enables the Merkaba to actually expand. It's they use all of this other AE like to use the ball scientism of atmospheric lensing. Well, it's not. It's the sun wave, as we'll show coming up soon. It's the sun wave passing over our heads.
Yeah, I think also that it is, if you zoom in, it becomes bigger too. That was my experience. If I do not zoom in, it is a small one. And if I zoom in, because it will be bigger also because of the zoom. That was I was thinking. That was my experience. I have a lot of pictures from this, and that the sun is small above me, very small. Yeah, I can put it, zoom in, and it is just in my camera, almost the whole sun. But if I go to the end when it sets, so to say.
What I would say to that, though, Mono, is that's pretty damn obvious, buddy. That is that, of course, if you're going to enlarge the focus. What I'm saying, though, is if people use their eyeballs, what we would call in Australia skyballs, if you go outside with your skyballs and have a look at the rising or setting sun, they're huge compared to what you see above your head.
Yeah. If you look at
if you're going to...
Yeah.
But, I mean, of course, if you're going to use a camera, they're going to expand.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know...
It's only I have 40 normal zoom, and digital zoom is 160. It's only if I go above the 40 times zoom. Only if I go above, then it explodes.
Yeah.
So to say. I have a lot of video. I will search for it, and maybe I can make a video so that the people can see. Because I have also from a machinery, they have a pipe, of course, with hot air, and that does the same as this. You can see the hot air is going to a kind of like if it is feeding the sun. But you need to see what I mean, then you can understand.
I know what you mean. Because I've seen exhaust pipe fumes coming from a plane crossing in front of the moon, doing exactly the same thing, distorting all the shape of the moon.
Okay.
On all of your pictures that you're talking about, where you've focused in on the sun or the moon, have you ever been able to see the steps of Ahaz? The steps as it sets right on the horizon. Have you seen that stepping motion to the sun as it sets at all from where you are in the Netherlands, facing west?
Not that I know of, but then I need to look for it. What I do see is that it mirrors a little. If you understand what I mean, you can see that on the water. I have pictures from that just like boats, if they make video or photos on the sea, so to say, then you have a kind of a mirror, and behind the mirror is the sun, but you cannot see it because it is mirrored upside down to below. Not up, not like a mirage, but down. Like
I know what you mean. I know it. Yeah. It's almost like the magnetics grabs the light as it's sort of hitting the earth and sort of creates this mirrored effect as it's going down.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. You got anything to say on that there, Brian?
Oh. No, I'm listening.
Okay.
Roger that.
Okay.
Well, this is another one that I think is powerful because it's setting or rising, and it's in the clouds. It is in the clouds. So
I've witnessed this myself personally.
Now, I remember that post. What you've got to
use bending the chemtrails, wasn't it? I've got that one where the sun's coming down on the seafront, and it's actually bending this chemical cloud. You could see the cloud actually bending as the sun's coming down, and then it kind of it flaps over it, just the bottom. It's only a tiny amount, but and it's bending as it goes down across the ocean. It was nuts.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. That was one of the few first times that I was able to sort of open your mind and explain to you what's going on in front of you. I remember that. Now, as we're looking at that, people, you've got to think it's in the clouds. So, okay, Enoch says that the luminaries come in and land on a level. They ascend to a level. Now, the best and most accurate way that we've been able to measure is through aircraft heights. I've also done it using crepuscular rays and cloud, certain structures of cloud and their distance. And the height of that level is 38,000 feet, 12 kilometers. That's at zenith. That's straight up. That's at zenith when it's at its smallest. So what's the explanation for seeing a sun or a moon in the clouds? What is there? It can only be that's where it is. That's where the energy is that we see. It has to be. So what we're talking about here is not what they've coined the sin wave. It's the sun wave. And I think it comes back to the Beatles. I could, even as a 5, 6, 7-year-old, whenever Yellow Submarine would come on, or my uncles and that would be playing it, geez, man, I was so hooked on it. We all live in a yellow submarine, Well, how's this all work in the truth movement? Because, I mean, we all know the Beatles were full on a cult virtually. I mean, they were just unbelievable. So Yellow Submarine. I truly believe we've found out what they were meaning, and that is the sun wave, sin wave. As it travels across the top of us, we are all in a yellow submarine. We're under a wave. We're under the energy of the sun's current. And at either side, as we'll see soon, at either side, it's like I've explained before, it's like sitting, if you were able to get underneath the water and look up underneath a swell and look at the surface tension of a swell wave as it rolls over the top of you, then we're looking at how the Merkaba energy, the frequency, the wave of the sun on either side of that swell is what we're looking at there on that picture. The larger sun or moon, and then as it goes to the top, it decreases because of the higher energy frequency of that Merkaba that our magnetic receivers, our eyes are seeing. So it's a really important thing that, you've got many, many deceivers out there that are trying to tell you all sorts of rubbish when really the truth is in your face. And it's simple because it's in the clouds. It's not about magnifying like with looking through water droplets, because you can go out in the middle of the Sahara Desert, you can be out in the middle of the Simpson Desert in Australia where there's no water, magnifying anything. And all these same observations happen everywhere all the time with rain or no rain, no humidity or no humidity. It's still happening. So you could look at magnetics as an answer. Maybe looking through magnetics that it expands the size, but not really. It has to be doing with a lower frequency, because it's not a yellow light like when it's above us, a very high, almost white light heat, whereby when it's going down, it gets to the darker orange lower frequency light, which is lower frequency allows the luminary as we see it to expand in size. And also bends, and we'll get to that in a minute, it bends the light down. The Earth's magnetics pulls on that wave because it's a less frequency, it's a lower frequency wave. The Earth's magnetics is able to pull and loop that it's able to loop that wave underneath the clouds. It's the only way it's possible. There's no other way. You get people like Rob Scuba, who wants you to believe that the only way that light is able to get underneath the clouds at sunset or at dawn is because it bounces off the dirt. Well, show me some dirt that bounces light off it like that. Please do. It doesn't work like that.
We know from Dan Dimension's video that the light and the daylight and the sunlight are two different things anyway. It's all about the way that the electromagnetism activates the neon and the gases. It lights the gases up, doesn't it?
Yep. It
was a good video. That was a good video.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I mean, and when somebody watches something like that, Brian, I mean, you start to look at you really do. You start to look at your dawn and your dusk, and you don't see what you used to see. You start to see electricity, and you really do. It's like using an oxyacetylene and looking at the flame of an oxyacetylene. It's all about electricity. you know. So that's a very powerful meme. And the sun is in the clouds, and it's all to do with, like Tesla said, it was all frequency, waves, vibration, and we need to take that very seriously.
Okay. And we go to the next one. Dit is the sky, the sun. The answer debunks all other makes and fantasies of the flathead. How is the blue sky globe switched on if the sun is in the clouds?
Well, that kind of got me when I looked at that picture, because I'm looking at that little speck of a sun way off in the distance there, way, way, way off there. Look at that, miles away. And yet look at the sky. The sky is still switched on.
Yeah.
How is that possible? You know,
again, Dan Dimensions video.
Exactly. It was really good that you mentioned that, Brian.
Yeah. Maybe if I send Mono the link, he can put it in the description.
Yeah, I will.
Yep.
I will.
Because it's all to do with where the sun's sun wave, it's where the sun's wave is being projected through the Sapphire Sea up above there. It's being projected in. We can't see that, and I've tested it here with lasers here, and you can shine a laser through the darkness of night, and you can't see anything where the light is traveling. You can only see its destination point. You can't see where it's traveling. I
always thought about that, Sam, and you've just explained it to me, and a little light's gone off in my head. I always wondered, like, why don't we see the entirety of the beam coming in? We just see the end. That's it. Yeah, okay.
And what it's doing is, as it's hitting the top of that convex surface, it switches the globe on. It switches all the plasma. It switches it all on. And and this is an evidence of it, because there's your sun way off in the distance there, and yet the sky right there in the forefront of the picture is it's blue. It's blue. So that ether, that taboo word, where, you know, really you're not allowed to say that word anywhere on the internet. There's ether police, because they don't want you telling you anybody or trying to the population to start to remember ether, because they stripped it out of our books in the late 1800s, early 1900s. They stripped all of the knowledge of ether out of our books. But ether is that charged energy that the sun creates, and as it lights up the sky. And so here, you know, again, like with the AE model, how can they explain that single little luminary way off in the distance lighting all that sky? They can't. They can't. And this is where holographics comes into play again, with that spread beam, which we'll get to shortly, that travels, as it's projected in here, it travels from north to south, travels east to west, lighting the sky and traveling across our flat Earth.
Yeah. Okay, let me see what we have next. Please think, seeing thousands of miles north to south at exact the same time. Yet in the clouds here, think someone else 1,000 kilometers away sees the moon in a different position in the sky and different rotation, all from 12 kilometers and less in height. All from 12 kilometers and less in height. Yeah, so that is the height of the sun, 12 kilometers. That's what it's all about. It is a magnetic holographic light, real photograph. Yeah, by Cass Kring. Thanks, Cass Kring.
Oh, Cass doesn't like that I got that photo. He really doesn't like me for that. And Cass Kring is Crow 777.
Okay.
And he's blocked me. He's blocked me many times.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, I'd like to ask Brian, what do you think of that meme? Does that meme make sense to you, Brian?
There's a pretty picture.
Oh,
I can only go from what I've observed myself, and I'm looking at the sun as it's right above me, and it's not far. It's very cloudy. Well, it's chemtrailed to hell here this morning. Yeah, they're out in force today. I've had my couple of days clear night, so they're obviously out to get me today. Yeah,
but
I mean,
this
makes sense.
you see the moon and you see stars behind, you know. So it is.
Yeah.
Real
It,
photo.
yeah, it's a very good photo then, with good camera, because I don't get the stars this way. Yeah,
Oh, he
All
must
right.
have a very good
Well,
camera.
well, it was he was one of the ones that got given his P900 right at the very beginning, some 4 years ago, and he was given his P900 as a tool to collect sheep, and then to add insult to it all, they invented that moon wave for him, and all of a sudden his channel went from next to nothing to tens of thousands. But anyway, beside the point, doesn't matter. I love the photo. I had to have it because what it's showing us is he's in Canada. Is he? Hang on, Cass. Well, he's in the States anyway. Brad Borg, his sidekick, is in Canada. But they're looking at a moon there in the clouds. Now, again, I could be down here in Australia and somebody could be in Japan. Now, there's a good 6,000 kilometres between us, north to south. Now, somebody in Japan could be looking at exactly the same moon as me, and yet mine's in the clouds. How the hell can somebody in Japan see that same moon? It's because it is purely holographic. This is why they love their magic. They love their occult magic. Is that they know everything's an illusion, and they've got us trapped in 2D. We need to get out of 2D to see the truth. See that light there, where I say I'm looking at that light here in Brisbane now. Yet, if we're on the same latitude or longitude, Brian could be looking at exactly the same moon. So, which one's the real moon?
Me and Adam had the Jupiter under and over the moon, didn't we? His was in the dark and mine was in the light.
Yep. And so it's showing you the wave. That's what it's showing us. It's showing us the wave traveling east to west, because it's the only way. There is no other way. That everybody stretching from south to north can view a moon at their own position, but this particular photo, say, was in the clouds. So it's evidence of the holographic nature of our lights, our luminaries. And I've said it before with marijuana. It dawned on me one day here that whenever in my younger days, I smoked truckloads of the stuff, and it changes people's eye color. When I thought about that, and I thought about it, why, how? And this is the whole property of marijuana. Marijuana actually changes the intensity of our magnetics in our body and changes our eye color, because our eyes are magnetic receivers, light. And this is how the luminaries are an illusion of light. And so everyone sees the luminaries at a different position. Everyone. And it's a beautiful thing, but hard for people to get up or to get around. And that's why I say, please think. And I wanted to do this video tonight with you guys so that we can explain it a little bit more, that just how special this place is. This place is amazing.
Yeah, it's like a
I did a
machine.
little test with Takis from Greece. I had, because I have Mars pop up here in the south. Mars is like my new Venus. Sun goes down, Mars pops up. And I put a picture up, and he was like, I can't see that yet. And he timed it. It was like, it took 15 minutes for him to see it. So I mean,
really?
I think he's like, 15 minutes.
And yet he's further,
about 3,000 miles
west.
Away. Yeah, he's 3,000 miles. Yes, further 3,000 miles from England to Athens.
And he should have been seeing it before you.
Well, maybe, I don't know, but he we've been talked on the inbox, and then he messaged me. He was like, it took him 15 minutes for it to pop up.
Bugging me. You see, it's little things like that make all the difference.
Yep.
You know, because you've got Britain here, and even for what you're explaining, Greece should be further west, but in actual fact, Greece is actually further east. So he should have been in front of you by that 15 or half an hour even.
No
But he
idea.
wasn't.
No idea.
See, all these little things are really important, I reckon. And this is one of the beauties of our group, that we're able to get these observations and communicate them with each other without anybody coming down on us to spoil the party, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I don't. Go on. Sorry, Mano, go on.
No, what I will say is we have all a piece of the puzzle, and if we add it together, we can make the puzzle whole again. It's all just little
we all
pieces.
have a role.
Yeah. So go on, Brian.
I was just saying, we all just agreeing with you. We all have our own role. We're all on the same journey. We're all on different paths, and we kind of interconnect at some point for some certain reason.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all for a reason.
Yeah.
I love that part of it, Brian. I really do. You know, I sit here often many days, and I just am amazed at the people that come past us in our journey in this gig. I mean, I was saying to Mono before, we were talking about we've got to study all books, and I said, well, just how lucky I've been. I've had a Buddhist girl come and spend about 3 months with me here. I've had the latest one was, the Scientology of 4 years in headquarters at Sydney, and just the ability of all these people that you could think, oh, that's just coincidence. Well, no, sorry, no, I can't buy that one. There's just too much of it that's gone on in the last 5 years, especially. So yeah,
there's no coincidences.
No,
there's no coincidences at all. You know. Like my garage burning down, it's made me move to a different position, and now I'm facing like southeast, and I get moon and sun and stars, and I'm outside now. So did it happen for a reason? Maybe. Was it tragic? Yes.
But nothing happens. Nothing good ever happens really without pain first.
No, and I lost a lot of stuff in that, a lot of materialistic stuff in there, and I wasn't even that upset. I was more upset about all the pictures and my laptop with all my Enoch research and my all my books, my Bible and my psychology books and that sign and symbols book. It was a £4 book, but it had a lot of stuff, a lot of info in there.
Yep. But it's all in between your ear holes, mate.
Oh, yeah. Go on, anyway. Let's carry on with this meme.
Okay.
All right.
This is about some South Summer angle sun projects tower laser here, North Summer angle of sun's tower laser on the right, the moon's gate, the east equinox, cross section looking east. The day before the equinox is March 19. The sun rises in K3. Sun projections are nearly equal in strength. So on the both sides they are nearly equal in strength.
Well, the main reason I done this, I just wanted to try and simplify it, make it simpler, because I was having I thought that maybe people were not taking the time to read the memes properly. They were just glancing. So I just wanted to simplify it. And if you look in the center there at the sun's beam, that is what is happening in here. That is the wave traveling from east to west or west to east, but it's coming from that direction. And it fans out like the wings of an angel or the wings of the eagles that are on all of the emblems, coat of arms.
I'm sorry, Sam. Did you get my picture on the inbox of the torch? I sent you a picture of my torch. I was sitting in the car in the dark, and I had to turn the torch on to find something. And the middle part of the torch, the beam was really strong, and then you had like the fans, and it was after I watched part 6, I think it was, and the light fanned out. You had obviously the main beam, and then you had the fan, and that's exactly what I'm seeing now. That's exactly what I'm seeing now. You might want to check your inbox and just.
All right, I will, because it's like that. It from the outside where the source is, where the most direct beam is, that's where your summer is. And that's why. And summer, equator, summer. That's why there's no seasons in the middle. There's no seasons in the middle. because it never really changes. They always have about the same frequency of the beam. It's only at the two extremes where those arrows are on the outside that you get your two summers or your two winters. In the middle, it's always basically the same extreme, the same frequency of wave. And it's you know, it's another evidence of what we're describing again tonight, that you know, there's no, again, when I first started bringing this out to the azimuthal equidistant crowd, look, there's no seasons in the middle, guys. You're in trouble because you've got this ridiculous bloody analemma doing this spinny thing up and down. Well, if it's summer down here, it's causing summer, and summer up in the north. Why isn't there any summer in the middle? There should be summer in the middle. It's another AE debunk. Because
I need that other meme. The other meme where it shows the sun going straight in a straight line, and it comes up through that temple. Have you got that meme on here or not?
No, not on this set. No, but we have shown it. But yeah, last time I think
that's a great meme. That is. The
look,
AE boys.
When we first spotted that, when we first spotted that, Tyson Vanderpelt, he put that meme together, and we were just like, wow, you know, how can you get around that? You just can't get around. Oh, well done.
There
Mono.
it is. Look at that. Beautiful. Well done, Mono.
And that's truth. That is the truth. Looking at you.
And this is where I was going down when I did my ancient history research, and the lies that they tell you in school about they was all dumb back in the day, and you think to yourself, if they're dumb, how have they designed and built this? You know?
Oh God! And it's to perfection.
Who's the dumb one? They're still copying this stuff. They've got stuff like this in New York, have they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are more.
Like you say,
there are more of this kind of buildings where you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one there, I just wanted to simplify that one. That's all. And it's just a showing. And either side of equinox will be about that 11.75 degrees of axis, either side of center, which gives you your 23 degrees of axis tilt that they give us for the heliocentric model. And there is your tilt, either side of the axis for the seasons.
Makes sense.
Righto.
Okay. Go next slide. The 8 with the heart.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I said to, I don't know whether I have actually, it's amazing stuff that this woman that was with me here, and as I got to know her, I noticed she had little tattoos, one on each wrist and one on her ankle. But the ones on her wrist were two triangles, as above, so below, and on their other wrist was the infinity symbol, and then an anchor, a little anchor on her ankle. But my point is, this come from Scientism, the Church of Scientism in Sydney. So, and I explained to her what it all means, but it shows you the symbology of, again, this is your suns. In the middle is equator. Either side is north and south of the two opposing vortexes, 369. Infinity. The sun is infinity. And I think it's beautiful, you know. And I like that one, especially how it's actually put hearts in the center there, because the sun talks to our heart.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Brian, you're welcome to comment, mate, on that, for sure.
Yeah, sorry, I was just talking to my wife. Oh, God, no, sorry. Carry on talking, right. I'll have to jump back a minute.
You're right. So, yeah, it's just a powerful thing. That's powerful too, because, you know, I've done my research on raw food, and that phosphorus energy, that ultraviolet energy that all plants have and fruits, it's said that if you can consume your food, raw food, within 24 hours is best, but 48 hours is okay. After that, it loses its energy. So this is not a joke, you know, this is very serious, that when we consume raw food, and if we're able, and this is one of the reasons I believe they've taken, I know here in Australia when I was a boy, you could go anywhere around the streets and during spring or summer, and you could be eating plums, nectarines, mandarins, oranges, apples, blueberries, mulberries, strawberries, whatever you wanted for free. Now you can't. They're nowhere. You can't find them. And so everyone's been coerced, controlled to stop growing fruit trees and to stop doing their gardens, their vegetable gardens. And this is why. Because of especially raw food absolutely feeds your body, your cells, that energy transfers straight to your cells. And again, that is the energy of ether. That is the energy of the sun, because before the light comes in through the sky prism, sapphire sea liquid crystal, and is polarized for the first time, it is ultraviolet light, white light, the same as what that fruit is showing us, and vegetables, all plant matter.
Yeah.
So it's really important.
Yeah, and I think also that is the reason we have in the Netherlands, we have not so much sun, but we have apple trees and pear trees, and our supermarket import from the outside. So if it is imported from outside, it is older than 48 hours, and if we export our apples and pears to other countries, it's also older than 24 or 48 or 36, what you want. Hours, of course. So that is also why they export and import. And we can have our own apples and pears here, but they like to export it for more money, and they import for less money the bullshit, so to say.
Also, I think the raw food, the raw food thing is being attacked as well with the GMO foods, the fruits and veg, obviously, and. But I'm quite lucky here because I live in Kent. It's the Garden of England, you know. I've got a lot of farm shops. I'm in the middle of the country. Like, I don't usually buy supermarket veg. I've got a decent butcher's. I'm pretty lucky. But yeah, it's all that's being attacked with the GMOs and the chemtrails, because how do you know if anything's totally organic if it's been laced in aluminium and lithium and barium and strontium and we're ingesting that stuff. Did you ever see my Gmo Apple Experiment, Sam?
Oh, I remember it, where you had it. Yes, I do. It's just Let people know how. Give them the time frames.
Right. Well, this apple sat in my fridge for 6 weeks. That's right. Perfectly fine. I took it out. It was still firm. It still looked edible. And I'd just been researching about all the waxes and the numbers that they use and all the stuff that you got to take it off with apple cider vinegar. And I thought to myself, I ran it under my hot tap on one side and then just left it on the windowsill. And I left it on the windowsill for 6 months and it didn't rot. It did not rot. But the half where I cleaned it with the hot water, it decayed, it wrinkled, but the other half, it stayed fresh for a long time, for 6 months. Wow. And then I cut it up, and I cut it up in the middle, and it just dried out.
Yeah. If it is not rotten in a certain time, then you know that it is fixed or that they did something to it. Because it needs to rot, of course.
Yeah, that's everything amazing. Needs to rot. Needs to go back to the earth.
Amazing. Yeah, they did the same with the fries and the hamburgers from the McDonald's, and they didn't rot too.
Well, I think we're pretty lucky in Europe because I don't think we have the same kind of products as America do, because our McDonald's French fries in Europe only have 3 ingredients, and that's obviously the potato, the oil, and the salt. Whereas I think McDonald's in America, they have 17.
Yeah. 17.
Yeah.
17 ingredients in a chip, you know?
My God.
Yeah. And in America, there are some states that you cannot collect water from the rain too, and that kind of things.
No, you're not allowed to. Florida, you're not allowed to grow your own food. You're not allowed to collect rainwater. You can't harvest the air. They live in the free world. in the free world, didn't they?
Yeah, it is ridiculous. And who will tell you that you cannot collect the rain, you know? It's already, you are born in this world and all land is taken from you. Everything is already taken. You will really be born in a prison plane, so to say. A satanic prison plane, I call it always. Because it is
Well,
really...
I know here in Australia, they've been talking about it now for 2-3 years or more. But you know, there's been a little bit of argument about it. But they're talking, so they will try and do it. Is that they are going to tax all the farmers and people in houses, because they'll get the measurement of your roof. And they will also get all the measurements of the dams that catch rainwater on the farms, and they're going to charge people like per millimetre or per centimetre or per inch of rainfall to the capacity of their water catchment, and then they're going to charge them for it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is really all is upside down, inside out, and mirrored. I always say it's really a satanic motherfucking piece of shit here in the world.
I've actually boycotted Nestle. Have you heard the chairman of the CEO of Nestle turn around and said that water shouldn't be free? Basically, it's like what's that all about? What's that all about?
Well,
I was talking to Marvin about copper. We had that copper thing, didn't we? And I've noticed that in all the fancy restaurants, they all use copper utensils. You know,
really,
all the rich and the elite, they all use the copper. We don't get it because we can't afford to go to 2-3 Michelin-starred restaurants, can we?
No.
Yeah, in the past they had also for silver forks, silver spoons, silver knives, silver how you call it, dishes.
Silverware.
Yeah, all silverware.
Yeah,
because silver is an antibiotic.
Best cutlery.
Yeah. And they did put this to because you have also wooden planks to cut on, you know, and now it's from plastic. So when you cut, you get plastic also inside, and you need to stay with the wooden planks, and the best is to use the oak, so to say. And they change everything. Yeah.
Yep. So
we move on?
We'll move on. The most important thing with that meme is that, you know, the ultraviolet light. It's really important that people see that, and you know, it's truth, and it's in our face. And we need to consider this, and we need to think about it if we want to be the best health, best resource of the Most High going forward. We need to make sure our body is getting the best it possibly can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the left one here for extra. This is raw food energy, and the right one here is when it is cooked. Let's go to the other one. The universe doesn't speak English, it speaks frequency.
Well, it does. I mean, and anyone can go to Psalm 19. I think it's fantastic, Psalm 19. When I first read it, and this is it'd be 2.5-3 years ago when I first read it, and because this was when they started releasing all of the good footage of the stars. And, here we are. This is a little bit of truth that's in the Bible. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Day unto day utters speech, and night unto night reveals knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line has gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. You know, and in them he has set a tabernacle for the sun. You know, that's the stars talking to us. The universe speaks frequency. Yo.
Sam?
Yes?
What Bible was that?
It's a KJV, mate.
Do you know what? I've got mine in my hand. I've got mine in my hand here.
Yep.
And what you just read is completely different to what I've got in my Psalm 19.
How much different is it, mate?
Well, mine says that the heavens declare the glory of God, The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they display knowledge. There is no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In the heavens he has pitched a tent for the sun,
Oh my God.
which is like a bridegroom coming forth from his pavilion. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is hidden from its heat.
Yeah, the your one from Brian is a little more closer to the point, so to say. I think.
It doesn't matter. It's actually just a good example of, this is how they do it. I mean, I studied Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah Witness, the Lutheran. And I talked in depth to them all. And when you do, that's what sat me on my ass. I kind of think, hang on, guys, yous really are all reading out of the one book, but none of yous believe the same thing because all of yous have got different words.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the battle division and getting everybody confused and against each other, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's much more that we could talk about there, but we won't. We don't want to upset too many people. But I think, my basics was, again, going back to indigenous. I don't like the word original now, because it's, jinn being demon, jinn, original. But the indigenous races, they knew their power in here. So, this one here, I only made that the other day because of that Nikola Tesla quote. The gift of all mental power comes from the Most High of all spirit, the divine being. And if we concentrate our minds on that truth, we become in tune with the great power. That's pretty, I think that's more or less what I do. That's what I try and do. And the most important thing is just concentrate on truth. And it's sort of almost like this energy or this force starts to manipulate your day and your time and all your resources to an end goal, I think, for good. So I think that was just a really, it applies to light again, everything is light and frequency, and that's what we've got to tune into.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. This speaks for himself, so let's go to the other one. Sun asked on its chariot is merkbaar. Matthew 5, verse 14 to 16. You are the light of the world. The city set on the hill cannot be hidden. Nor does any light a lamp nor does anyone light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives the light to all who are in the house. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven.
Well, I'm not a big proponent of the New Testament at all. It's too convenient, and other things. And I think the Old Testament is, to the most part, just a diary of their bloodthirsty ways. But the point being, as I said earlier with Mono, they had to use truth because they know our heart can pick up on truth. They know we can discern truth in our heart. We can feel it. Well, after going through Enoch and studying Enoch so much in the last 3 years odd, when I first seen that, and I truly believe more than ever now that this is the case. The electricity, phosphorus, Horus, pineal, pituitary glands, we are the light on the hill. And then we shouldn't hide our light. We need to understand how to light it up and let it shine. And it's part of our whole journey. And Merkaba is everything. I had James Garcia in the group comment about octahedrons and so forth. Well, Merkaba is everything. It's Kabbalah. Merkaba, Kabbalah. It's the same, one and the same. And we are the Kabbalah. We are the Merkaba. And it's part of Enoch that we need to realize that and understand our presence in here and what we've got to do. I did a live video this morning, my time, while you guys were asleep. And I was pretty excited. I was very passionate this morning. And there was a lot of F-bombs and stuff going along. People enjoyed it, but I deleted it because my passion is that we've got to seek more and more. Because I was just recently, yesterday, I go and check my YouTube. I don't watch anything really on YouTube now, but I watched the headlines of the channels that I know will give me guides to what the bullshit machine is attempting to cover up now. And I was watching how Israel has absolutely launched all-out hell on Gaza now. And it upset me because, the most of the world are totally asleep to this genocide that's going on in Gaza at the hands of these bloody no-J Jews. It's amazing stuff.
I call them disease, not the Jews, but disease. It's our desire.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They are a disease.
Yeah, for real. They also fake some things. Like they get bombs from or rockets from Gaza, and they do it themselves to make it possible to attack back. It's ridiculous. And some people, most people are, Israel. They don't even know where the shit comes from.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't. It's woeful. It's really bad. Because as Enoch shows through proper interpretation and reading of his book, he shows us that Israel is fake. Jerusalem is fake. This is the level of these bastards. They haven't stopped at just one or two things, like a ball being a lie or this or that as a lie. No, and this is where that Rabbi Finkelstein, when he was interviewed, and the interviewer said, "Oh, you bloody Jews, you've lied about just about everything." And he laughs. This was in about 2009, I think. And he laughs and he says, no, we lied about everything.
Yeah.
And they have.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to try and get through people's heads that they have lied about everything.
Yeah.
That doesn't you can't leave anything out.
No.
Everything
the thing is though, Sam, the thing is though, the lie is so big that people will say they can't do that. Why would they lie about that? But the lie is so big that it just puts people to sleep. The cognitive dissonance kicked in, and it's just like they don't want to let go. People need, like we say, you need to let go. You need to be like a child. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big statement.
Yeah, the child within. But also, it is also another thing, and not only cognitive dissonance, but it's also that people copy their own goodness, I said it before, to other people. I will not lie about that. Why would they lie about that? And that is what I do.
Yes.
I said it in another video already, so I will not go into it very more. That's how people think. They think, I will not do it. Listen, if you buy sell a car and you ask 300 more, so you fuck the body that buys it, so to say. Yeah, I don't know how you call it in the English, what I mean, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, then I say that is up to you. And if the other takes it, then he takes it. But if you lie for a whole country or for the whole world, that is another matter. You will not do it. Yeah, also, a salesman will not do it, He have a board for his head, but he will not deceive the whole the whole country for you. That one man, because that one man, nobody see it. But if everybody, then some people will see it. So you will not do it also or for that case, of course. But for real, in your heart, you will not deceive all people or the whole country of the whole world. And that is what people.
So you find it hard to believe that anybody would do it. In other words.
Yeah. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
So back to this. That meme is a powerful meme. They put truth in there, and we need to get that through our heads. That even as I said in the live I did this morning, I think that even our energy that we generate when, like for me, I get passionate sometimes. I really get passionate about this stuff.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Well, good. Bugger.
And we love you for it. That's why.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. We've got to generate that energy. That energy, we don't even know what it's doing. We don't know. And I think that through that energy, I think we are almost downloading to that digital matrix our intention. Our intention is downloading. And yeah, I think it's really important, this meme, overall. Because, the way they drew up that man there with the Merkaba, and then the sun is a Merkaba, the moon's light is Merkaba, plants, everything is about Merkaba. And then we were given dominion in here. It says that we're a lot more than what we've ever been led to believe, and probably, I think, more than we can. I struggle to believe or conceive inside myself of just what we can do when we are in the right spirit. Mental, physical, and emotional. So anyway, that's my.
It'd be like Neo from the Matrix. We'd be able to fly, no?
Well, it's a strange thing, isn't it? That when you get down and understand Enoch's cosmology and where that sun comes from and how this reality is actually created, and it's only created through polarized light and vibration.
Yeah. Look at the shirt. Look at your shirt. What is the mark on your shirt? Look at the shirt.
Yeah, I know. Adidas.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it.
It looked like the light coming in from a different angle.
Yep.
And the Adidas is the earth. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's right in
I
front
see it
of you.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I see it everywhere now.
Yeah.
I see it on Nissan. I see it on their emblems. I see it on everywhere. It's every bloody way.
Yeah. If you want to see it, you see it everywhere. It's like you said last time, if you buy a Buick and you never see a Buick, but the next day you see only Buicks.
This is a book I've got, and I used to revere this book, but now I know. You won't probably see it, you guys. Can you see that silver? No. There's a shape here. No. It's a triangle in a circle.
No. There's a
triangle in a circle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is them. That's them controlling again from back in the 1935. And they set this whole organisation up to control us.
Yeah.
What to control us away from what? And this is where I want to do videos on this, because they want to take away from us our will. They want to tell us, let go, let God. That we don't have any control in here, and just let go, let go. But hang on a second. I believe there's a balance in there. We can let go, yes, but we can also will. We can also have desire, but as long as our will is within the constraint or within the framework of the Most High, then we can use our will. But they don't want us to have will. They've put Jesus in front of us. They've put God in front of us to take away our will.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they want to take away everything for you.
They want to take away our power.
Yeah. Yeah, they did already when you are born, for real. When you are vaccinated, of course, you go. I have a nephew, and he did say to his father on a certain age. I did say that before in another video. I think, and he say And he is not my sister and his her husband. They are not into God. They are not into the Bible. They never speak about God. And my nephew say to his father, I cannot talk to God anymore. How is that happening? You know, and it is a real thing for me. You know, then I think, what the fuck is happening then, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I had a situation with my teenage daughter. She, I think she kind of had a little mini awakening because she kept coming to me and saying, "There's someone talking to me," and I was like, "Oh, right, where?" She was like, "In my head," and I was like, "It's you. It's you. You're talking to yourself. It's your oh, what's the word?
Over self.
Yeah." And she struggled with it. She struggled with it. She has struggled with it, but I think she's
yeah,
come around to it now.
Yeah, I am an ASP. I did talk about it with Sam, and what I do, that I also what happening, I need to say, is that I get energy from other people. So I can be that was in the past. Now I know it. I can little keep it away, but I become nervous. I become angry, and not you become angry. And I become angry in the feelings, not at you, not at
Yeah,
nobody, but I get the same feelings. So
yeah,
if you want to look into a ASP, it is just a name, but it is a high sensitive person, you know. And we get energies from other people, so to say.
it's
And
empathy as well,
you,
isn't it?
you
Being an empath.
yeah, that's that, but that can be a problem, you know, in this world. And being an empath, you will be fooled and misled, and because for myself, it was so too. I didn't know. I'm 50 now. I did hear from my neighbor because I did say something that I wasn't there. But I did speak about something that it did look like I was there. So about them hiding the truth from me, and I didn't want to know, and I don't need it to know. But I say something to them that she say, "Oh, you are a ASP." And I asked 2 years later, I say, "You say to me I was an ASP. How did you know that?" And she didn't tell me, of course, because they did. Uh, uh, they didn't want me to know that. So I didn't know that, but I go say something that they understand, that I say something that is about them, not about anything other way than them. But I don't know
Yeah.
that I talk about them. You know, that is an ASP, and there are different kind. I come to my sister's house, and when I 8 years ago, 7 years ago, and with Obama and that kind of thing, and I was thinking about all bullshit in the world about Obama and how we will be misled, and my sister was below, and I was two floors up with my nephew, and I was talking about something, and my sister comes up, and she starts to rattle about Obama and blah blah blah, but she is not into it, so she did copy my energy, and she
Yeah.
speaks about where I was talk about without knowing that I was looking for that kind of things, you know. And that is what an ASP do. It's ASP is just a name. It's just what you say, an empath, a high sensitive person. But high sensitive person is ASP, of course.
Well, I
So
think we're all like that.
yeah, we are all, but you need to understand that because of all, that's my way of thinking and opinion, because of the vaccination, the fluoride, and we talked about it, that kind of things, people will go to the drone mode, yeah, to the zombie mode. And I did see it for myself too. And then at once, I did some video on the internet, and bam, I was awake. It was
Yep.
over. It was bam. And I became the empath again because I was a little into myself, and then came, boof, came out again. I did go back to my original me. Let us say it that way. Yeah.
Well, that's why I like my position out here, because I'm out here on my own very often, most times, and it's nice and peaceful. I don't have any energies that confuse what I do out here, so I'm very lucky.
Yeah, also not from outside, because my neighbors have Wi-Fi. Everybody have Wi-Fi. I live in an apartment. You have big towers around, machinery. That kind
Actually,
of, yeah.
isn't that it's a good time to actually look at that meme, as you say, Wi-Fi, and you look at that picture on the screen now. that is the Most High's Wi-Fi. Ether.
Yeah.
That's the Most High's Wi-Fi. That's what that is. That is the ether.
Yeah.
And how it hits us, and we breathe it in, and voila, that's the Most High's Wi-Fi. I should put that on there. But anyway, there's plenty of memes around for that. So we'll keep going, eh? Keep going.
Okay.
What do we got?
Winter is the weakest angle of the projection, just like on your shirt. Yeah, the angle is what make the summers or the winters, so to say. A summer most direct projection angle through the convex surface Sapphire sky of the sun wave that stretches from north to south, going east, west, inside.
Yep.
So,
well, it's just it's just a set that I wanted to put together that tries to make it a little bit easier for people to understand that, there's a holographics going on, and it's a wave that's traveling across the top of us that creates the extended twilight in the north, and it creates everything that we see on Earth. And there it is, it's the wave. And Matt was good enough when he made that graphic to try and put multiple suns in there to give people the idea that wherever you stand, you see a different sun than anyone else. You've got your own sun, So, they just wanted to try and make it a little bit more simple.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. It's the same. It's 38,000 feet, 12 kilometers at highest. Sunlight shows moon truth. Moonlight shows sun truth. Hurricanes, equal magnetic point in the middle, and cyclones and hurricanes and cyclones. Moon flip as the projection goes over equity equal, which also causes the storm wind to reverse.
Yep. Well, there again, it's showing us the moon will witness the sun will witness the moon, and the stars witness everything. You've got your two Merkabahs spinning opposite directions like the suns do. The same thing over equator. If we could see, I've often said to the guys in Asia, if they could do some good solar photography with their P900s, they would, and get a sunspot, they would find that sunspot would rotate the same as the moons do. But you'll also find there that each night that the moon wave passes over us, it always flips to the opposite between Brian and myself, from the north and you, from you guys to me. It flips opposite. But there's no position where it actually flips. Oh, there, look, we got it. No, it's incremental from north to south, and it's only 12 kilometres high. So it's another evidence of the holographics and the wave that travels east to west in here. And this is really, it's not super brain stuff. Really, it's just joining all the dots and putting it together. That it's the only way. It's as Occam's razor. It's the most logical and simple answer has to be the truth. And there it is,
Yeah. Let me see if I have it.
Unless you're a scientist and then you have to buck it all up and equations and maths and bullshit in there. It's just like, really? It is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That was well added, Brian. That's exactly true.
Yeah, here I have from 2016. It was the same as you, Brian, with 12 November 2016, and you had from 18. And this was from 2016, and it was a bigger moon as in 2018. And you can see that it is turned already. Yeah. I have a lot more.
I'll watch it. I can watch it later on tonight. Later on when I get back from school, and I'll watch it come up. And it'll just, you see it. I've seen it move. Even my wife's seen it. My kids see it. Do you know what I mean? So easy. You just keep watching.
And it varies. The actual rotation will vary in its amount. So when it's out in gate 1, for you guys, like for any of us, if it's in the extreme gates 1 and 6, depends where you are, you can see up to 180 degrees rotation. But if it's in gate 3 or 4, you'll only see between 45 and 90 degrees rotation.
Yeah,
it's because of that angle. It's because of that angle outside again. If it's more direct over top of us as it lands on the level, you'll get the 45, depending whether you're under it or whether you're out to the tropic lines. Under it, you'll get a 45 degree. Out to the tropic lines, you'll get up to 90 degrees. But then if it's out in 1 or 6, shooting in, then somebody's going to get about it'll be the most direct line. These guys are going to get 180 degrees rotation because of the extreme distance that it's projected in. It will wheel 180 degrees on its travel through. And this is one of the aspects of reverse engineering it, to find out what's going on above our heads or outside the prism.
Yeah, I think for me now the moon and the sun are in the same gate, if I am right.
They
or
are.
maybe next
What's
to
today?
each other.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'll be able to look tomorrow, and I reckon we're in for about a 30-degree jump on the Thursday rise.
Okay.
Because that's day 8. That's day 8. Tonight, I could look now if I wanted to, but I know it'll be in the same gate as the sun still. See, it's funny actually, Brian, because what you will be seeing, you're getting my daytime now.
Yeah.
You're getting my daytime now. You can't see a moon. You should be able to see a moon now,
Yeah,
shouldn't
we
you?
can see the moon. The moon is about 60, 70 degrees behind of the sun for us.
Really?
Right. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm all clouded out, mono.
Yeah. For me, I did look yesterday because you did put the moon on, and for me it's the same moon, of course. But I did see that the moon and the sun come from the same gate, so to say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, more to your to your side, so to say, if I am right.
I didn't think I'd be able to see. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it until about. What did I post yesterday? 4? 4:30?
There you go. I have a moon in my sky in pitch black.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't see it because
it's now 40 past 12 here, and I think you are 40 past 1, Brian.
No, my time is 11:38.
Okay. Then I think we cannot see it yet, or maybe we can see it yet. It is in between, because yesterday I was around, I think 3 o'clock, and it was already in the south for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
it's about 4:30.
Mine's still. Probably at least 45 degrees up in the sky in pitch black. So you guys will be seeing a moon in daylight.
Yeah. Of course.
And while I see one in the dark.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Okay, I will go to the next. It's a little the same as the before, but
yeah, I just wanted to make it a little bit clearer and a little bit bigger for people.
Yeah. Okay, I will go on to the next one then. We
all know that one.
Okay. Do I need to read it?
No, not really, not that one.
Okay.
Other than you can see the light and frequency chart. I mean, and it's something like 40 kilometers is the distance, and the human eye only sees 1 inch. So how much is, really hidden out of our eyes? A lot of it we've got to see with our heart. We've really got to open our perception to be able to see the truth. And this is why I'm sort of saying about the sine wave, the sin wave, the sun wave, and all of this. It's really important that people start to break out of the shackles of this scientism bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I will slowly go up so that people can read it for themselves and see it better. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Wind at the weakest angle of the projection. This is a little the same also. 38,000 feet. High frequency. Dusk, day, dawn. clouds at night, low frequency, and then it comes to day, and this is the east on the right side, and west is on the left side, and then it say everything is frequency and vibration waves. And then I cannot read Yehoshua, the mystery of the sons of my house, sins, sons, wave. And it is the spoken by Tesla was everything is frequency, but most people know that. Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a little the same as the other one, so I will go on.
Yes, it is. Well, that was my whole purpose. I just wanted people to get an idea of what's going on. You know.
Yeah.
That was my main purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
Now this one here, how obvious is that?
Anyway, if you speak about it, I will take a little look outside if I see the moon. So talk about it.
Well, this one here, it's it's self-explanatory really to any thinking person. I mean, traffic lights. Your red is to stop you. It's the sex chakra. Then you go to yellow and green, and it's all about people realizing that how obvious it is that it's in your face. And one of the things to do with it is they never go past green. That they really don't like to use blue, purple, or indigo, because they are the higher chakras, the higher energy, which is heart and mind.
That's what they're attacking, aren't they?
Exactly, Brian. So they're only playing down in the bottom chakras to keep us in their 2D reality.
Yep.
I know that many people, and I think the whole in religion indoctrination is set to stop us from getting here. So then you've got to look at what was the New Age all about. Why did they invent the New Age? And everybody's running around like the 60s, free love, love. Well, obviously that's bullshit, because they're not going to come out and give us our power. So there's lies. There's got to be lies in the New Age.
That was a psyop gone wrong, though, wasn't it? The 60s, the CIA introducing all the LSD. They thought it could help them mind control them, and everybody kind of woke up and was like, "No, we don't want the war. We don't want no war. We want peace and love." And like you said,
that's interesting, Brian. I hadn't thought of that.
You saying about religion, and something popped to my mind, and it's like religion is like a placebo for spirituality. Because a lot of people think that they're talking to God, but you're not, because obviously you're only using them three colours of your chakra.
That's right.
You can't get to the Most High, so it's just a falsehood.
I like what you were just saying then, mate, about the 60s. I hadn't thought of it in that way.
Yeah, just something I come across.
They lost control.
Yeah, the hippie time was controlled, but that had also to do with Vietnam, and the people didn't like about Vietnam. So it was for real, it was a psyop, and people thought, oh, we had the hippie time. No, you hadn't. It was all controlled.
Yeah, it was. But what Brian was just saying, though, too, Mono, and if you look back, they actually lost control of that. They used that as a psyop, but they actually lost control of it.
Yeah, with the flat earth, the same thing. They lost the control now, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you understand. And they will lost control more and more, of course.
If we have anything to do with it, they will. That's for sure. Because that's what Enoch 1, that's what Enoch 1 does. Enoch 1 has pushed them all the way. Yeah. Since the very beginning of, 3 years ago now, Enoch 1's pushed them all the way to make them release information and more and more and more. I'm watching them now, and geez, man, they're spinning hard again. They're all of the control channels are really going hard. Videos, and not cheap videos either. They're putting together documentaries.
That concave one, the concave one. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a funny thing too. The concave Earth came, and everybody was mirrored the video, and I thought by myself, you are such an idiot. This is of course not true, but this is control.
Not this blackjack.
But again, I think that also every model, it doesn't matter if it is hollow Earth, concave Earth, EA map, it's a step up, you know, it's a step up. I see it as a step up. Every time we come closer, 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 and if we are there, we are at the top and we can throw them off, so to say. We are on the top of the stairs, because without the EA map, we would not sit here, so to say.
Right.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion about it. So we can call everything, but they did good things. There is no good or bad for real. I think there is, but that is in another level than. I think it is just a stash, you know. All that people try to, and a lot of people believe in it. I believe nothing. I have no fixed belief. If I think it is more logic, I go on. You know, I will not stay with the old information. I will go to the new information, and I will stripe it out against each other. What is more logic? Yeah.
So you've got to be able to let it go, and if you come across something, like I remember in the early days, like last year or a year and a half ago, when I first stumbled across Sam and the group and that, and I was asking a lot of questions and I was getting a lot of things wrong, and I was like beating myself up, and Sam was like, you're doing all right, and then there'd be moments where I'd think I'd knew it, and I'd realise that I was wrong, and then I'd send Sam a message and it'd be like, I'm just laughing at myself, and he'd laugh at me because I'm chuckling, like them chuckle moments we had, Sam, where something comes up and you're like, and a light pops on in your head and you're like, oh, that's how they lied about it. Bosh. Yeah. You got to be able to let it go and relearn. I have to relearn loads of stuff every day.
Yeah. I was watching a video of Jake the asshole. I don't know if you know that, and he did go wild about the EA map. It's the truth, and everybody attack him, and me too. I'm honest with that. I not attack him, but I say that the way he brought it could be another way. Yeah. But they thought that to reach a callback, and I did watch already, I think a year, to Sam's video. But I was waiting for the model, and for the model, and for the model. Where the is the model, you know? And
study to be worthy, buddy.
Yeah, it didn't come up. So then I did talk to Richard Callback, and I say but he is annoying, and Callback said yes, but he is right. And that is, I think that is maybe a half year ago or so, and I just started to look at the videos again, but all videos were with the telephone straight up and with a high screen, and it was not very profitable for most people. So for real, I was brought in here to Sam, so to say, by Richard Kohlberg, and at a date I thought, now we need to make videos, and now I can and Sam would know how and what about that, and I was really pushed to here, so to say, you know.
Yes.
Like that.
You was led here.
Yeah. And then Richard Callback, because he did say flat out, he say, yeah, but he is truth. And I thought, wait, you talk about, you know. I was thinking that. But I, as I say, I have no fixed belief. I think if you are wrong, you are wrong, and that can be. I was wrong too. I did explain the model in the EA map to a lot of people, and now I need to make excuses to them. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's no coincidences, and so I look back at the way I've conducted myself. I've been fierce, and I had to be fierce. There was no if, buts, or maybes. When I first started, I was the only one. There was no one that was questioning the AE map. There was just me and Aaron Dover. And Aaron and I crossed horns quite a few times. So when I first started, and it was the South Star spin that got me, and I started really asking questions. And then when I started getting attacked by, like, I had a couple of thousand people on my friends list then, and I was using my personal account, and I built like about 4 flat Earth groups. and I was getting attacked by my friends, my azimuthal equidistant friends.
Yeah.
And they weren't just saying, Sam, you're wrong, or Sam, you need to, behave yourself. They were coming out friggin' all guns flying, and exactly like a ball troll would. So that's when I knew that I was in the shit. I was in deep. And it took every single morsel of my being, 24 hours a day sometimes, 7 days a week. And I was just tapping, I was bashing that keyboard and my phone at the same time. I was never off it. And I was all over YouTube with, the real facts that were being shown to me. And so, I'm not making any excuses for my behavior, but I believe that the reason I was shown is because of my behavior. I had a streak in me and have a streak in me that will fight, and I will stand against all comers. If I have to do it on my own, then I will. I've been into groups originally of 50 and 60,000 people in the UK, and I spent virtually a week in there, day and night, being attacked on multiple fronts by multiple people until eventually I win. And and in the end, the moderators or the admins have to come in and block me. It's the only way they can stop me. But the way I look at it is, who are the people that I've affected while I was there? How many of those, say there was 20, 30, 40, 50 people that walk away going, well, shit, he's right on the money. Now, I may never see them people ever comment on the internet, but I bet you they're out there somewhere doing it and thinking and creating energy that is truth, So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that there is no coincidences. I made those videos the way I did because that's all I could do. And and anybody that is actually seeking the truth, they will study. They will study, and they will see, and they'll go, shit, he's got something. What has he got? I don't quite understand, but watch it again. See if we can pick up what he's trying to say. And it makes people study instead of just being trough-fed, swill from pigs. It's too easy. So I think I was the right person to do what I've done, but now, I'm bloody worn out. There's no doubt about that. I'm buggered. I'm very happy now to try and do exactly what we're doing now. And I'm talking to Matt, and I really do want now the animation of sorts. See, and I'll explain this a little bit now. So people that watch this video, hopefully they watch it through to this point, that what Matt and I are really working hard on at the moment is we've got all of the attributes of our flat earth home. We've got it all. We're so lucky. But there's two things missing. And we've got to find them. And Matt is very correct when he says to me, if we can uncover how is it that we have either 2 or 4 moons revolving around us as an electric engine, but yet they share the same face, that if we solve that problem, which I put a post up the other day, and I think most people are kind of looking at it going, friggin' hell, what the fuck is he trying to say here? But the answer is in there, I believe. But I'm still working on it. And also, we're looking for the mechanics of the iris, because I believe it's an iris, or it's some sort of timing mechanism of, I'd say, 2 windows. There has to be 2 windows because we have 2 suns on the deck at one time, or 2 moons on the deck at one time for about 5 or 6 hours. So there's got to be 2 windows. And so Matt is just hanging off because Matt is he's a perfectionist. He really is a perfectionist. You can see that by his schematics. and his diagrams. And we want the mechanics of the moon and its timing in here with the sun and how the iris works. That's what he's after, to finish the animation. So I say that now when people see me post on the group and you see, oh shit, this is where Sam's aiming up the moon, please pay attention. And I said on the video this morning that I deleted, I think people in our group, we need to realise that we're there for a reason. When we haven't come to this edge, and like Brian and Paul, and the list is huge, that we haven't got here to go running around with lesser truths and piss fart around like a girl at Sunday school. We're here to unravel the workings of our home. And you know, people say, Sam, you should ask people for help. Well, I'm asking now. You know, when you see me post about the mechanics, and I would ask all people in our group especially to use your discernment, and if you've got a strong relationship with the Most High, ask, show us the answer. We need the answer to how this timing works. It's a clock. It's worked like gears. So please, when I post about this single face of the moon but multiple moons, there's a reason I'm doing that, and that's why, because that's all we need now to absolutely produce our home completed, absolutely completed, mechanics and all completed, that no one can deny.
Yeah. Okay.
So
do you speak about the moons outside of the prism floor?
Yep.
Yeah, or inside? Inside are two.
No, inside's all solved. Inside the prism is all solved. That's all done.
Okay. I think you need to look at the electrical motors then. I think that is the way. And I also think, this is my theory, if you have two suns, it can be two lenses, but broken in the middle. So two half lenses. This is an idea, maybe?
Yeah, but see, a lot of times, though, I don't play with sort of... Because I've sort of got a very strong mental animation running in my head already of all of the mechanics, as we show on that flat Earth map, there's a flow. It's a nice, gentle flow.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to say that lens is broken in two. Then you've got to try and show a physical observation that says that it is.
Yeah.
I haven't found one. There's none anywhere.
I'm leaning towards more something to do with mirrors.
But how?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yes, Brian. Yes. So am I. And that is what Matt's
the other day.
So's Matt. It has to be.
Yeah. There has to be some sort of mirror trick.
It has to
like a house of mirrors.
Well, I'm sort of picturing where the ring is that we've got in those schematics. Is there a way that ring is slitted? It's got a slit in it, and maybe it's geared. There's another ring, and one's spinning. And this is why Enoch says, as is the orb of heaven. Because as it's spinning, it's allowing this picture to come into us like a movie camera.
Yeah.
And it travels. And then it goes back. And it's got a timing. And it's projecting that light in here that is moving across the flat. And it's Ezekiel's wheels within wheels. What we've got to try... I'm trying this last few days to get through my own bullshit here, finances and house and blah, blah, blah. And tomorrow, I think, I'm going to have a day where I'm just going to sort of chill and meditate and try and do a bit of research. But I think too, Brian, I do. I think it has to be a mirror effect. Has to be.
There has to be some sort of mirror.
Yeah, it can be
to get the two different faces.
Yep.
Yeah, we can try that maybe. If you have a light, and you have two mirrors and put them in a 60-degree angle, 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle, and put the light to the middle of the two mirrors and see if it is splitting, just for example. But you
just see
plano optics. You need to look into that, Mono.
Into what, sorry?
Plano optics.
Okay.
It's basically this meme here. So the way the light comes through the prism and reflects.
Yeah.
It's about reflection.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah. Okay.
It's difficult. I think you need to be. Maybe just my idea. Maybe someone that make glasses for people can talk about that kind of things. You don't know.
I think you'll find, and see again, fellas. I got a moon here. You got a moon there. If you look up, you see a face of the moon that is the same face as my moon. Yet my moon's in dark and yours is in daylight. That's two moons.
Yeah.
That's two individual moons moving across the flat plane at the same time. So, how is both of those moons got the same face? That's the trick. And the trick is outside.
Yeah.
And it's a mirroring effect. It's something to do with the chronosphere, as Matt calls it, or the celestial sphere. There's a trick out there, and it's in the engine. And yeah. So that's where it is. And I'm myself. I think personally, for me, I'm no super brain. That's for sure. But what I do is whenever I get myself centered properly and focus on the truth, then usually I don't know. I can be walking through my day and the strangest little thing will happen and I go, wow, that's the answer. Look at it. There it is. Yeah. And that's what I need to do now, myself and everyone else, because I'm nobody special and everyone can do this. And the answer will come to someone, because I believe, like I say, everyone that's making it into Enoch 1 and is getting it, you're not you're there for a reason, and it could be any one of us that gets it, any one of us.
Yeah. Okay. We go back to the picture. There's nothing new under the sun, and then Snow White, pure white light, and result retracted 7 primary color dwarfs, so to say.
Isn't that crazy? You know.
Yeah.
And there's that song that I've got on my playlist, and in the song it's seriously a cult song, but it says fairy tales lied to you. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's truth in plain sight. And we almost look at the behavior of the dwarfs and not at the colors, of course.
Yeah. I hadn't looked into it. I hadn't looked into their names of each colour. I hadn't. But you can guarantee there'll be something in it.
Yeah. Okay, this is the same thing again. Amplitude, amplitude. And electromagnetic, Elohim, and ultraviolet. And the philosopher's stone is urine. And urine, urea, phosphorus. Electricity is light, man.
Yep.
Okay, we go on because we did not talk about. And here the same thing, I think. 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 colors of the chakra, the rainbow bridge to Yggdrasil. I think that it is spelled synchronicity. Let me make this a little bigger.
Well, I think it's all synchronicity, and Enoch's cosmology shows us this. The sun's projected in here, and it's the first polarization. Where does the sun come from? It doesn't come from inside our realm. It comes from outside our realm. The sun comes from Asgard.
And the left one deals with cosmic energy, but is blocked by ego attachment. Deals with insight on the left, is blocked by illusion. Deals with truth, is blocked by lies. Deals with love, is blocked by grief. Deals with willpower, is blocked by shame. Deals with pleasure, is blocked by guilt. And deals with sexual or sensuality, and is blocked by fear. Yeah, the last one of survival, I think. Yeah, deals
Yeah,
with
probably.
survival and is I cannot see it because it is gone. It's blocked by fear. Yeah, and that's for the
Yep,
people, and I think that is close to it. Okay, we
I
will
think
go
so.
to the next one. Is the
Next one.
little rainbow bridge to Yggdrasil, and
And this is why I think they say supplicate, prayer. In I think it's in Enoch, and he says supplicate. Supplicate is prayer, but supplicate is more very humble and meek, bowing of the head to the Most High in request. Like I know myself when I'm off and running, and I'll be supplicating because I'm trying to understand how we are the successful generation. I'm always wary, and I put a lot of pressure on myself that what are we missing? Are we missing anything? I don't want to let this happen. This whole thing to go to a reset again. And if there's anything that's left to any one of us, but me in particular, that I should do, then I'm very particular in myself that what am I missing? What am I missing? So I very often am in supplication, asking the Most High. I walk through the day. What am I missing? What am I missing? What can I see? Show me what I need to see. And this is what I'm doing, is basically that. I'm trying my hardest. I really am.
okay, people, we are at 1 hour and a quarter. I will go on with this one. People can see I shut my eyes in order to see, but there are some importance to come. And there is this one, for example. If you want to
Well, that
say,
shows the sun. Yeah, well, it's just something that come past me the other day, and I think it's a very good graphic of the sun wave, or the light wave, as the magnetic energy of the moon or the ether energy of the sun travels across the top of us. It's been in our face with Tesla and electricity. It's all there.
yeah, yeah, okay.
It's all there.
Um, then the land of the rising sun. Kipangu, also written as Kipangu, Sipangu, or Jipangu, is the name of which Japan had been known in Europe since Marco Polo brought home the name of the island. The name derives from an early Chinese word for Japan, Ribenguo, something like that, meaning country of the sun origin. Polo's description of the Sipangu as being extremely rich in silver and gold triggered the imagination of Europeans for many years to come.
Well, Japan, its first name was, its original name, which was given to him from China, Nippon. And Nippon, translated, is the land of the rising sun. It's the land of the rising sun being, east, where the sun is formed, rises to the level, and travels westward. Why do they call it there? Well, it doesn't really matter. You can go to Japan up in the north of our side of the flat earth, or you can go to the Solomon Islands down on my side, south. They're Solomon, soul of man, sun. So they're both the same, where the sun is um, where the sun is created at its port on the east, because a port is just a place where you start a journey or where you finish a journey. It's a port. It's not a portal like they've programmed us to believe. I had somebody say to me the other day that, "Oh, Sam, so when you go out through the west, do you just magically pop up in the east?" Stuff for now. No, it's a port. It stops and starts. It's a port, not a portal. That's just the programming that they've put through our heads in all of their movies. So, land of the rising sun, Japan, and the Solomon Islands east on a square flat Earth. So, yeah.
Yeah, Solomon can also be Sol O Moon. They put the O before the M. Sun and moon. if you think about it. But
Possible.
I like to play with words. Okay, we do go the Venus not
Well,
seen.
I
Yeah.
think we'll stop on this. We'll stop on this one after this one because Brian has got a good observation that matches this one, and I'd like people to pay attention to this one.
Okay. Okay. The Venus not seen is because of the sun's light. Morning stars does not give an amount. Dan Venus in the USA in the morning Venus can be seen, but in the evening in Australia Venus is behind the sun. There is a Venus twist either side of the sun's window. So go ahead.
Just enlarge it a little bit, please, Mono. Like you had it, please, mate. Just so people can see. I was looking west at the setting sun, and there was a Venus behind my sun. Then Jurassic, I've got a possum coming at me. Get out. Jurassic Eldrin up in Canada, his morning as my son was leaving, he had a Venus in front of his sun. Now that is impossible on any single luminary, single wanderer cosmology. That is at least, well, 2 suns, 2 moons, we've already confirmed, but it is at least 2 Venuses, if not 4 Venuses, one either side of each sun. And the one that we don't see in either of these little, either in Canada or Australia, is only because of it's hidden by light, summer light or winter light. It's only hidden by that fact. By mine, it's gone down before the sun sets, so I couldn't see it. Or his sun's come up, and the one that's following, he couldn't see it. So it's hidden by that wedge effect of the sunlight travelling again. And then during summer, it'll be the opposite way. And it's a trick of light, sunlight, that hides the other Venus. So there's either definitely 2 by that observation, if not 4 Venuses plugged into the firmament, I would say, as relays for the sun's window to open and close to time. And this is what we're talking about when we believe that uncovering the single face of the moon will uncover many, 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 many secrets. And Brian, you can follow up with your Jupiter and your Jupiter observation, mate.
I think David made that into a meme. So, oh God, where's everyone gone? That's all right. Yeah, I think they made it into a meme. So, oh God, what's going on?
You are good.
But you lost. We can see you, mate.
Right.
Yeah, but he can maybe not see the picture.
Yeah, it was me and Adam. He had Jupiter over the moon, and I had in the dark, and I had Jupiter under the moon in the day. Well, in the dusk. It was dusk. Sun was just going down. But yeah, we've got that in a meme somewhere.
So how many Jupiters can you see in that observation?
2.
Yep, at least.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm wondering, and this is where I think in the Bible it says, and the morning stars with an S, it's plural. The morning stars sang. So there's definitely more than one, and the morning star is Venus. So there's definitely more than one Venus. We could very well be looking at 4 Venuses, but then going to the other luminaries like Jupiter, Saturn, which I think are the leaders for the moon. They jump before the moon jumps. They could be 2 Saturn, 2 Jupiter, and I'm not sure about Mars or Mercury at this stage.
Well, I think we might have.
You go.
We might have Moon Mars thing in a couple of passes because last night the Mars was above the moon to the left.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Well, this is why. This is what I really.
There is he's
Oh,
back.
sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, okay.
Someone just phoned me. God's sake. Yeah, so I reckon maybe tonight or tomorrow night we'll have an interesting Moon Mars configuration.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is my next thing, and this is why I shouldn't be probably forcing so hard, but I want so bad to be able to focus all my energies on the luminaries now, on the wanderers. With that P900 in there that everyone got me, I would love to be focusing our energies on the wandering stars. And I probably haven't had enough faith in the recent little while because of lots of things been happening. But it is something that I know I would love to concentrate on within the research group of really getting a handle on tracking these wanderers, their movements sideways, plus how many there is of them.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching Uranus in the northeast for the last 2-3 weeks. I posted up a little video the other day. And I'm back full circle with the stars because I had started this off with Orion's belt above my house, and now it's just coming back around. It's just sitting in the east at the moment.
Right.
So
awesome.
Maybe a month or so, and it'll be back behind the house, above the Masonic Lodge.
Yeah, I keep going past my Masonic Lodge all the time too, and I'd like I shouldn't say it, but I'd like to go and put a match under it.
You should go. Go to Northern Ireland, and you'd love it.
Why is that, mate?
Well, there's loads of them.
Oh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere here.
Yeah,
they're bloody everywhere here. All the bank managers, doctors, lawyers, solicitors, car yard dealerships, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. They all love it. They all think they're just champion being members of this thing, and they have no idea what they're a member of.
No, exactly.
Yeah, but that's a bit of the point about it. We mostly, if you not understand how you'll be fooled, you think that you are in the right way and on the right. Everybody think that the knowledge they have that it is truth and that kind of things, you know.
Well, you can be a gentleman sometimes, Mono.
Yeah.
I think it's our responsibility, you know, any of us, to, no matter what we do, then if you're going to do a business of some kind, that you should understand what your business you're getting into before you get into it. Yeah. I mean, I know I've been in business at times and really passionate about what I do, and people would come up to me and say, you know, oh, awesome. But other people would say to me, well, you know, you're not going to go any further than this. And I'm, what? And ignorance inside of me would go, no, bullshit, onwards, forwards. We're going to export. We're going to do all sorts of stuff. We're going to create merry hell. Well, truth be known, unless you're part of the club, you're not going any fucking where. No. And that's that.
Definitely.
Unless you bare your ass, you know?
Yeah. You got to sign a contract, do what you got to do, and then you pay the price, don't you? Hmm?
Yep, you do. As I've said before, my best mate, he's really good at poker, really good at, you know, that I don't play it, but in and around all the pubs and hotels. And he had somebody come up and tap him on the shoulder, you know, hey, mate, do you want to be a member of this? And Paul, like, he's just like, because he'd already talked to me. And, oh, shit. And he turned around and he said, do you want to be a member of this? And Paul said, a member of what? And he said, the Gentleman's Club. And Paul said, well, what is it? Is it part of the Masonic Lodge? And this guy said, yeah, mate. Oh, it's really good. It's the Gentleman's Club. And Paul said, no, mate, no, bye. I don't want nothing to do with you. Piss off. But anybody that's got influence in the community, they're like predators. They're always hunting anybody that's got influence. So yeah, I think you're very gentle on them, Mono. I just would like to kick them right between the fucking legs sometimes.
Yeah. Okay,
for what they've done.
I think we are in the end now. I want to
Hmm.
thank you, Sam. I want to thank you, Brian. It was a long ride again, 2 hours, and I hope the people
Good.
will enjoy it, and I think they will. So if you want to say something, then go on, and then we will
No,
end.
just thanks for having me on. Been an honour.
Yeah, you're welcome, of course.
And I'd like to thank you too, Brian, mate, for all your efforts. And what you commented to me today on, geez, my back sore, my neck sore. What you commented today on our messenger with your couple of ideas there, mate,
Yes.
are crazy good. Don't take them, don't underestimate them. I'd like to thank you, mate, for showing up. It shows people how that we're dynamic, that we're not sitting on our ass twiddling our fingers. We're actually involved in this thing. And I'd like to thank you, Mono, again. And I'd like to ask other people like Brian that are part of it. It's all about all of us. It's not about me. It's not about Mono. It's about all of us, and we're all in this together. And
we've got to share ideas. This is the best way to do it as well, Sam, because we all get to talk to each other and share the same thoughts and feelings and spark off each other. And we need more of this. This is why I said to Mono, when I first come across the first video, I thanked him for guiding you, and getting you on this type of platform. And this is what you need to be, Sam.
Yeah,
but hey,
I'm with it. So I will close with the wise words, and I want to say to everybody, peace in the world. Thank you all. Bye bye. Thanks, Sam.
Bye
Thank
bye.
Brian.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Mono, thank you.